Tonight on Channel Zoo News, with Election Day just around the corner, we take you to the small college of Davidson to see how students are preparing themselves for the results of this coming election. With exclusive interviews and never-before-seen footage of students answering questions, we have it all right here tonight. Good evening and welcome to Channel Zoo News. Davidson College, a small liberal arts institution in North Carolina, is one of the few colleges in the country that have not gone remote due to the coronavirus. But bringing in close to 2,000 students with different political opinions means sometimes those discussions can get messy. With November 3rd fast approaching, we make our way to campus for an inside look. It's a beautiful day here at Davidson College, where the faculty and students have worked together to promote a COVID-free environment. With just a few days remaining before voting ends, it's evident that even the clear skies aren't enough to ease the tension on campus. With that, we decided to ask a couple students to talk about the stakes of the upcoming election.
I think a lot. I think sensible tax reform is at stake. I think getting a good handle on climate change is at stake. I think our international standing is at stake. I think our ability to actually, genuinely compete with China instead of just have a lot of bluster going on is at stake. So it's a lot.
I personally feel like decency, character, and maybe even democracy itself is on the ballot in this election. I feel like this election is extremely critical in determining what sort of path America sees for itself. Do we see 4 more years of this?
I think that the morality of this country is at stake for this election. We have to decide in what direction we want to move forward, and I also think democracy is at stake for this election. We really want to accept the results. It's very intense, but I think we'll pull through regardless, no matter who wins, no matter what happens, and we'll be okay.
I can't answer that question. Why not? Well, because I'm a vegetarian, and so I don't mess with no steak related. No. The question was, what's at stake with this coming election? Exactly. So based on that random and completely representative sample, it was safe to conclude that most students on campus agreed that the stakes of this election were pretty darn high. But that was just an easy question. So of course, we had to dive down to a more challenging one. If you could pick a fruit or vegetable to represent the 2 presidential candidates, which one would you pick for each candidate and why?
That's a tougher question. Well, I don't know. I guess if a pumpkin's a fruit, I feel like Trump is a rotten pumpkin. And it's Halloween, so that's in particular fitting.
True.
Joe Biden's a little bit more complicated. I don't know. I know he likes ice cream a lot. Ice cream's not a fruit, but if he had to be some kind of thing, I would say ice cream. But if you really wanted a fruit, I guess maybe just like an apple. We'll get the job done. Pretty simple, no frills.
Probably an overripe banana for Joe Biden because he's past his prime. And then, I think anybody would say an orange for the president.
Well, if I could pick a fruit or vegetable to pick the presidents, I would say Donald Trump is like a corn, because kind of looks like one, to be quite honest. And with good old Sleepy Joe, I say, I don't know, man, maybe like Sloppy Joe, just because it has his name on it. Sloppy Joe is not a fruit or a vegetable. Okay, and? Following that response, I had in mind a couple more questions that I wanted to ask, but then I realized that I didn't really want to edit any more footage and had a lot of homework to do. So instead, I just asked everyone to give some concluding statements, general words of advice, and other wisdom to share with the audience.
The weight of the entire nation is not, in fact, on your shoulders alone. That's what I'd say.
Vote. Go vote. Your voice is important. Your voice matters, especially if you're a young person. Our turnout among young people has been up real high so far in early voting, and so I want to keep it that way for the actual election itself. So go and vote.
Make sure you're with friends. Realize the world does not end after the Tuesday, and understand that no matter who you vote for, you're still important. You still matter. We need to rally as one country. So good luck, everyone.
Vote. If you got a ballot by mail, make sure you send it in or get out in person. Drive to the polls. Drive your friends to the polls. Maybe do some phone banking if you've got some time. But yeah, vote. Don't stay at home.
Go out and vote on Tuesday. It's so easy to think that one person can't make a difference, but if we all go and vote, we're voting not just for ourselves, but for our families, for a response to COVID, and I think that's really important, not only because it's going to impact the next 4 years, but because if we want to solve and approach and tackle the issues that we care about, we need to start with voting and continue by doing more than just that.
Yeah, I have something to say. If your name is Scam Lickily, make sure you get this record, man. If your name is Scam Lickily, will you stop calling my phone, man? I cannot handle 15 messages a day.
Very interesting news, things. Anyways, the important thing to remember is, regardless of the results of this election, one thing is certain, that we are all in this together. After all, we are one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And with that, I thank you for tuning in to Channel Zoo News, and I wish you all good night.